All right, so where we left off last was at the Denny's. So your characters had just received or just gotten the dagger. You had sealed up the hole in reality, and the house shrink wrapped all of the evidence and kind of just made the house very clean. You guys are at the Denny's. You guys have turned in the dagger. You are, just finishing your meal. You guys got done kind of talking to each other, and I believe Amber had kind of said that she's willing to kind of give this a chance and ride with the Void Engineers here. And so after you guys finish your meal, a caravan of black SUVs and BMWs show up at the Denny's, and federal agents of the look come out and enter into the Denny's and come up and ask for you guys to come with them.
Are these guys technocrats, or are they just mundanes from the U.S. government?
Go ahead and roll a awareness check.
You said they're from the look?
From the look of them, they definitely are federal agents.
Yeah, I'd like to...
Perception awareness?
Is that
or
a perception awareness?
Perception plus awareness, difficulty 6. And Amber can make this roll as well.
I got 3 successes.
I will have 3 as well.
Why am I not seeing?
Or I have 2.
One second, let me... Okay, so...
One's takeaway in this?
One's takeaway from successes, correct.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have 4.
Okay. Is there a reason why I'm not seeing those rolls? I'm starting to see them
chat?
now. It's starting to load.
I got an alert saying that internet was interrupted.
Yeah, me too. I wonder if Roll20 is having issues.
Roll20 has some issues sometimes.
I'm gonna go with what you guys said. Not a problem.
I'm seeing it now.
Yep, see them all now. Don got 4 successes. Still.
Yep, it was a 6, 8, 8, 10.
Yeah,
So,
I do like
a 1, so
the only thing that we do have to look for is there's sometimes that doesn't happen, and then 10s are just if you see blue, it just means that you got a.
There's a 10 and a 1 in it.
Yep, and then green is a 10.
Yep.
Oh, that means I got 4 because I got 7, 8, 10.
Awesome. Okay, so 4 successes, 1 success, 4 successes. So both Don and Travis and Tycho are both very sure that these are New World Order agents that are definitely been called in. But you also know that New World Order is not necessarily the ones that normally would pick you up per se. But these are definitely New World Order agents. Amber, you get a funny feeling from all of these guys, but that's it.
Sounds appropriate from what I've dealt with so far.
Alright, where to?
They just escort you to one of the SUVs and have you all get into the back. Plenty of space back there for you. They're not hostile in any manner. They kind of shut you in, no questions asked, no answers given, and they drive off to the Madison Airport. You find out pretty quickly that you're arriving at the Madison Airport, and you arrive at the National Guard Air Base inside of Madison Airport. They drive up to a hangar bay and open the door for you to get out.
I get out. Isn't this where the construct is? That
Yes.
we work at?
Yep.
Yep.
I say to one of the agents, we were coming back here anyway, right? For debriefing and stuff. Why did they send you guys?
Maybe something important.
So you, as you kind of start, asking of the MIB agent about that, he just kind of acts like he didn't even hear you. But you kind of immediately look over and you see a towering figure of the military standing before you in the figure of General Briggs in his full military dress uniform. Standing behind him, you can see Senator Johnson. And as soon as you see Senator Johnson, both Travis and Tycho immediately make the connection to the MIB. Senator Johnson is in charge of this whole thing. He's from the Syndicate, but he's also known to dabble in every fucking thing, basically. And so he utilizes all the resources of the technocracy and does have command over the local NWO sons, everybody of the technocracy. Basically, he's in charge of all local and state actually level, and he is a senator,
Sir?
state senator.
Oh,
No,
state senator.
Like he addresses the both of them as sir.
General Bridges approaches and gives you a friendly greeting, as he knows that you're all civilians, so he doesn't treat you in the manner of military protocol in any way. Says hello, specifically speaking to Amber, actually. Or to, I'm sorry, what's your character's name?
Phaedra.
Phaedra. So he's specifically speaking to Phaedra. He says, hello, my name is General Bridges, or General Bridge. My name is General Bridges, and this is Senator Johnson. Let me be the first to welcome you to Technogate Command. I was able to briefly go over your file and preliminary report of what has recently transpired, along with the Senator here. And due to unforeseen circumstances, as to the specific situation that we find ourselves in, we would like to offer you a chance at getting a glimpse of what reality really is and joining our team here at Stargate, or at Technogate Command. Stargate.
Are we? Am I gonna have to bleep that?
Bleep, bleep.
Probably.
What is he saying? Why is he swearing so much? The Major kind of directs for you to follow him into one of the large hangar bays that they parked outside of.
Okay.
Do you say anything in response, or anybody?
I walk up to the sergeant and shake his hand and say, "Good evening, gentlemen. Very confused at this moment. I do know of both of you. I've got plenty of notes, but apparently I don't know the full truth, and I'd love to know more."
Well, I am here to facilitate that transition. Let me explain. And he enters into the hangar bay, and you see a A-12 Avenger 2, which is one of those aero stealth bomber looking ships. The stealth bomber. And you see a group of men working on the Avenger. He continues walking through the hangar bay, and you also see, and Amber, you are definitely have heard rumors that Madison had a stealth bomber, but you've definitely never been able to confirm it.
Okay.
As he takes you through the hangar bay, he says, well, let me explain, Phaedra. We belong to a secret organization called the Technocracy. Along with many groups within the Technocracy, or although many groups within the Technocracy can trace their beginnings to early man, the Technocracy was formally created in the Victorian Age under Queen Victoria herself. We are charged with the protection of mankind from reality deviants that threaten all that we have created. In the Dark Ages and the Age of Myth, man was ruled by creatures of the night and people who wielded unimaginable power over reality. Some of them had the power to bend reality to their will, others were simply just anomalies inside of reality itself. And at that point, you arrive at a elevator that has a key card. It's like a large cargo elevator. He slides the key card. You guys enter, or he enters if you guys follow.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The inside of the elevator looks like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. LED lights blinking. There are not floor buttons, but like department, like a complicated list of different sections and areas that you can go to, as well as other kind of command consoles and information inside of here. Or access to computers inside of here that you would never see in a normal fucking elevator. There is currently nobody inside of the elevator, and when you arrive, the door is shut and a laser scan goes over all of you. After the laser scan finishes, there is a brief moment where you can almost feel like everybody in the elevator is almost holding their breath, and the alarms start going off.
Okay.
Is there anything anybody specifically wants to do besides not move?
I'm not going to move.
All right. So after about 3 seconds go by, the general smirks and says, computer, stand down. Authorization code Zeta Beta 42 Alpha 1. And with that, the computer turns off the alarm, and just as the alarm is shutting down, you can hear it slowly fading in as the computer is shutting down the alarm. Reality deviant detect.
I asked the sergeant, what was that?
He looks over at you and says, well, it has detected that you are not on our registry, basically. Worry will, now that we have your body scan, I will be adding you to the database, and you will be able to use this elevator to enter our secret base. And he smiles, and with that he says, take us to the training area.
Mm-hmm.
Also, take us by the hangar bay. And with that, you can see there's like a number where you're located, and the numbers just start spinning. Like you guys, you would almost, if you were in a normal elevator, you would believe that you'd be shooting down a bunch of floors.
Right.
And so, but you're not 100% sure that that's exactly what's happening, because you're not really seeing anything. You don't feel like anything has changed whatsoever. But you're definitely still moving. As the numbers start to slow, the general continues. So, as I was saying, the combined understanding of the New World Order, Iteration X, progenitors, syndicate, and the void engineers of the technocracy were able to beat back these reality deviants and help further science to the level that you see today. The New World Order focuses on the world's information and psychology. The progenitors have a passion for organic science. The syndicate oversees the world economy. Myself, Travis, Tycho, we belong to a convention called the Void Engineers. We explore the unknown and have focused our efforts on studying that which lies beyond reality and Earth itself. As the elevator starts to slow in the numbers that you see going by, you start seeing that the back of the elevator is actually a glass wall. And as it slowly starts to come down, you can see the hangar bay as you descend down to the training area. The elevator slows down so you can kind of get a good sight of this. There's about 20 floors worth of, or 20 stories for this hangar. Or this hangar bay is about 20 stories tall and about a little bit over a football field in length. Inside of the hangar bay, you can see you can see at the very back of it stands a 100-foot tall ball of metal, mostly encompassing a ball of chaotic energy. On the main floor, there's a starship that is being worked on that stands about 3 stories tall and over 100 feet in length. People scramble around shouting work orders, and sounds of loud machinery can be heard through the elevator screen wall. Hundreds of computers are lined up in rows on floors that are hanging over the starship and the hangar bay, with an open floor plan, allowing those at the computers to easily see into and around the hangars. The technology you are seeing is so advanced that it looks like something more out of fucking Star Trek than something that's out of reality. Even the air around you has a different feel to it, an alien feel to it. The president, or the general smirks and says, "Ah, yes, the pride of the Technogate Command, the A2 Avenger Mark IV. The starship's hawk-like shape gives an has an aerodynamic shape to it that makes it so it seems like you could definitely use it in the atmosphere, but it also has large dual engines on the back that indicate that it has booster rockets that would allow it to break Earth's gravity if needed." The elevator continues to the training area, and you arrive at a 30 by 30 white room. Alright, so that's the end of scene 1. Scene 2 is you guys walk into the open white room, 30 by 30 square area, and the general says, "This is our training room. Here I will be testing all of your abilities, as I would like to see how you 3 work as a team, as well as what your individual strengths are. Once the tests are completed, you will be rated, and depending on the results, you will be allowed to join one of the conventions of the technocracy of your choice. Of course, your teammates here have already gone through tests like this, but they are here to demonstrate their teamwork capabilities, as well as working with somebody who is just starting to learn and fully understand their capabilities of advanced science."
General, I thought we were only bringing her on as a consultant. Now you're talking about giving her the tests? We've barely known this woman a day.
Hey, don't question the general. If everything is as he says, she'll be a very valuable.
Listen,
She'll be very valuable.
I have gone over the full case file that we have on Phaedra,
Yes.
and I am confident that she is at a level equal to your understanding of advanced science. She may have more crude methods and not a full level of understanding as to what her full capabilities are, but I see that from what I have seen in my report here, she is capable of becoming not just an initiate, but a full member of the Technogate.
Far be it from me to question the decision-making and motives of the great General Bidges.
You know that's not his name, right?
I grew up here, and so it's a joke.
Okay.
It's an in-joke that you guys don't get.
You're so lucky you're not in the military, boy. I'd whip you into shape so quick.
Don't
Your
make me,
mama.
yeah, don't make me call my mom.
Yeah, don't make
That's what
me
he
call
said.
your mom, okay? Let me just say that back to you, boy. I may not be able to have full authority over you in the sense of military protocol, but I do actually have full authority over you at this moment. So you're going to fall into line, and we're going to do some tests here. We're going to start off by making things pretty simple here. We're just going to do some mundane tests. So with that, real quick, out of game, you guys are able to use spheres on these tests. These are going to be dice roll difficulties are all going to be 6. You can use multiple succession rolls to get higher results. The most you can do is roll on each task itself. I would say no higher than 3 rolls that you're allowed on each task that you're doing. Some of these will be individual tests, and some of them will be teamwork tests. The general will be directing you. The room that you're in is in a holographic room that will be able to create objects for you on command, as well as give you the obstacles and scenarios that normally would not be able to be done in a 30 by 30 room, such as car chases.
Should I roll a disadvantage for some of this stuff, seeing as this is stuff I've never seen before?
No, because the room kind of turns immediately into a familiar open range. Actually, I'm going to start us off in a house. It's just wood floors. You've got 30 by, like a 15 by 15 room with another 15 by 15 like living room and then a dining room.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like there's other doors going into other areas, but this is the open floor plan of this connects these 2 rooms without any doors. And so
You cut out. Say it again.
just died. I'm back now.
There we go.
So the room definitely feels kind of natural. It's got living room, standard living room, TV, entertainment center, black couch, the leather couch, wrap around that's going around the sides. You guys are at the very entryway of the room, and he says, "All right, so for test number 1, I would like you all to poke focus on your different perception stimuli that you have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be giving you different objects to hear, to feel, without being able to see them. I'm going to be giving you sounds to hear, and I'm going to have you try and suss out what that sound is. I'm going to be giving you smells that you need to try and intake and find out what that smell is, just using your mundane senses. Out of game, once again, feel free to use magic to your rolls if you can figure out a way that your paradigm matches with that. Also, remember you have to use some kind of tool. So you're obviously going to be using advanced science, but everybody here, Amber, I'm guessing you wouldn't know. He didn't state that you couldn't use advanced science. But
Like I would know what that is anyway.
you're just going to do it kind of naturally, I would say.
I'm shocked that the room just turned into a house.
Tycho and Travis, you know that it is definitely standard protocol to use your advanced science to assist you in these procedures.
Yep, if we need. Yep.
All right, so the first set is just going to be kind of easy here. I just want all of you to make a perception plus alertness difficulty of 6. The way that you can use magic to enhance this is you do an arete roll difficulty of you'd be using probably 1s and 2s. Actually, I'm going to require level 2 for majority of these, unless you for senses and alert. Basically level 1 is your enhancing your senses. If it's enhancing senses, you can definitely use it. If you're trying to be a faster puncher or something like that, you might have to have life 2, stuff like that. But basically just tell me what sphere that you're using, what level it is, and the difficulty is base of 3 plus the sphere that you're using.
Okay, but
so
what are we doing right now? Which test is it?
So the test us to do? The test that you're doing right now is your perception-based tests. So you're getting smells and sounds and different kind of intakes that you're going to have to decipher. I'm not going to go through each and every single one. We're just going to kind of give you a general idea of what the test is and have you do some rolls.
Okay. How many rolls do you want me to do right now?
So let's have everybody just do one roll real quick, and we'll see where we're at.
Okay, just standard perception alertness.
If you're going to use magic, use magic first. And then every success you get on your magic roll is just a straight arete roll at the standard difficulty of 3 plus the sphere level that you're using. So you still have to justify the use of magic though, and what you're doing in order to enhance your perceptions. And you still have to use a tool, at least one of your 9 tools that you have, in order to use that magic. But you do your magic stuff first, and then you'll do your perception plus alertness roll at a difficulty of 6, and you can bring it down to 3 would be the lowest you could bring it for. And I don't think you could get to 3 with a willpower on magic.
All right, I pull out my TI 860 futuristic-looking calculator, which is my focus for matter and entropy, and I set it to scanning mode and analysis. And roll my arete at difficulty 6 with 1 success.
Okay. Difficulty 6, it would be difficulty 5, I believe. Or difficulty 4, actually.
Okay, then I get 2.
2 successes. All right, 2 successes. So that brings your difficulty down to 5. Go ahead and roll your alertness plus perception difficulty 5.
Let's see here.
4.
Yep, 4 successes.
So what?
I'm seeing more than that actually when I look at the dice pool. Because the difficulty. Difficulty 4 would be.
No, you said my difficulty was 5.
Yeah, you said the difficulty was 5 though.
Oh, did you? Oh, you only got 1 success. Never mind. Sorry, I totally don't know.
Well, no, on the magic I did get 2 successes because it was difficulty 4.
Oh, if you got 2 successes, then then it is difficulty 4 because it's
Okay,
2.
well, then
Every
I get-
success
five
you get
successes
difficulty
then.
-1.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
6
Got it.
then.
6 successes. All right,
Yes.
so starting off with a bang, we're gonna do this test individually. So Tycho steps up first, and just busts out his tricorder, and just starts doing scans of different sense, and as soon as he gets to an object that he can't see, he's using like the readout of the using his hands on the readout in order to understand different things. But yeah, you basically go through all the senses, and you get all of them almost immediately upon your analysis of it.
Yeah. When I'm done, I throw General Bridges a look, like shit's beneath me.
All right, so go ahead, and next up will be Travis.
Oh boy, never been good at these tests. They're so different here. Oh man, 1G of gravity. It's gonna mess with me. He will use a sense of spirit to locate anything, and as well as life 1. So he'll be bringing out his tricorder, measuring for weird waves that exist here, as well as any other signs of life or things producing like a smell or a pheromone. So
Okay.
Let me do my array. Diff 4.
Difficulty 4. Yep.
Okay, magic. Change the difficulty to 4 and not 6. Change it. Okay, my thing is not letting me. Oh, number lock was off. I will have 2. So that is going to be my perception, alertness, then difficulty 4.
Yep.
Correct? Okay.
Yep.
Dice 5. Yep. Difficulty. Oh, I'm sorry. Difficulty 4. That's what. I will have 3.
All right. Next up will be Travis. You end up doing pretty well. Definitely not as good as Tycho did, but you can continue if you want to do a continued roll. Actually, it will be starting back at difficulty of 6, and you'll have to do another Arate roll.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine with a medium success. I am pleased with myself.
Okay. So next up will be Phaedra.
I'm gonna just do a basic perception alertness because again, I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay. Go ahead. And,
He'll kind of look. So, what you could do is, as the general said, like any manner of thing that you may want, you could like ask for it, and it will show up if it helps you better focus.
Okay.
And calculate the variations in this room to notice things,
Okay.
if you want.
Then I'm gonna use my scientific calculator. And based on I'm going to use probability and statistics based on both Tycho's and Travis's tests, because I was present during their tests as well, right? Like,
Yep.
They didn't put us in different rooms.
Nope, you definitely just saw them pull out weird science.
Cool. Then I'm going to use statistics and probability based on the objects that were given, on the probability of what I'm going to be getting, and just put in those numbers on a calculator.
Okay, and so you're using like entropy 1 to assist with enhancing your luck on
Yeah.
on this. Yeah, I definitely could see that. Go ahead and roll Arate difficulty of 5, or sorry, 4.
4.
Actually, with this, do you have entropy 2?
Yeah, I do.
I would say it'd be required entropy 2. to really manipulate luck. So difficulty will be 5 for your Arete roll.
Okay. So I'm just rolling Arete.
Yep.
Difficulty 5.
Yep. Okay, so that lowers the difficulty by 1. So you can go ahead and make a perception plus alertness difficulty of 5.
Four successes.
4 successes. Awesome. All right, so so that test comes to a conclusion, and we've got so we've got Amber is currently sitting at 4 successes for that. Don got 3, and Mike at 5 successes.
Tycho.
Tycho. Okay. So the general says, "All right, that's well done. You guys seem to handle yourselves quite well. Next up will be a simple obstacle course, and the room kind of shifts and has that like holographic dissipation and reformation into a what looks similar to a ninja warrior obstacle course." All right, so I want you to get from one end of this obstacle course to the next. This will take you 3 rolls, unless you beat the threshold that I'm putting at the success for how many successes that you need. I'm not going to let you know how many that is, but I'll let you know how much you're progressing and how well you're progressing through the course on each roll. Each roll, if you are using magic, so you have to, every roll you'll have to explain what you're doing in order to enhance yourself, and remember that also adds to the amount of time that you're trying to get through the obstacle course as well, as it's a full extra turn basically.
Okay.
This technically you can do as many rolls as it takes to beat the threshold, but at 3 you're starting to look pretty bad.
So should we set the difficulties to 0 so you can just see what the numbers are?
So what we're gonna do is just the first set is we're gonna do you one at a time. So I think we're just gonna go in the same order. Tycho, let's have you go first through this obstacle course. And just to let you know, just in case you're trying to take some studied notes, this obstacle course will completely change the moment that you finish.
The moment that you what?
The moment that he finishes the obstacle course, it's going to completely change for the next contestant.
Great.
Yeah, because it's a hologram.
All right.
All right. What's up first?
All right. So first up is the you got the pads on. You got to jump from side to side to side to side, and then there's a rope up, and then like a slide of. You got to grab onto one of those things and slide down.
Okay, I do all of that.
All right, go ahead and roll your athletics plus dexterity.
All right, that's it.
I do all of it.
Well, I was expecting you to do magic first, but if you just want the straight up roll, go ahead.
Well, let me see here. Now that I know what the roll is. I don't think that dimensional science is going to help me with this one unless I can argue that that's how holograms work.
No.
I will analyze the course with entropy first.
Okay.
So I pull out my calculator again and analyze the course for that stuff. So 1 success.
For this, actually, you're going to need 2 successes to get one, because you're just doing entropy level 1 for like a weakness analysis. Level 2 is really going to be needed to enhance luck or actually manipulate the odds in your favor.
All right. So my simulations revealed that I just have to try hard.
Get good, scrub.
I fell in the
no.
water. It looks like.
Remember, A for effort. Ooh, ouch.
You did not completely botch, you only failed. So, you are, you jump from one, you jump to the other, you jump to the other, and you slide. Botches is when you're going to actually fall off, and that's the end of your run. You are holding on by one arm right now onto one of those pads, and you can make your way back up, but you're still on the pads. You haven't got anywhere on the course yet.
All right. So still Dex Athletics then.
You got this, buddy. You can do it.
All right.
Just
You can
remember.
also make another check, try and get those 2 successes to lower the difficulty by 1.
Just remember, Tycho. It's beneath you.
Also remember
I mean-
willpower and lowering difficulty on magic rolls using quiescence.
All right. I will think more about the entropy.
Oh,
That
God.
sucks.
The dice
Use
got
both arms.
You did not completely botch once again.
Yeah.
You just failed on your magic roll, which is fine.
All right. So
Difficulty will go up by 1 for all consecutive rolls. Also, this is your second time of using coincidental magic. The difficulty will go up by 1 again. So any magic you're doing at this point is difficulty +2.
all right. Well, Dex Athletics. I think I got through that part.
So you got through the first beginning area. The pads that you have to jump back and forth onto. You got to the rope. You've got to the paraglide. You've come down, and now you've got the run-up wall that you need to get up.
Oh fuck! I hate the run-up wall.
I know it's the worst.
So you can do athletics plus dexterity again. You can argue other stuff technically if you really want it. I can't think of anything else, but maybe martial arts if you're crazy.
I do not have dots in martial arts. Yeah, I don't really have
Also
any.
try some magic. It's getting really dangerous for you.
The thing is, my forces thing is my dad's gun. So
I mean, you can use anything that you want. Remember, you are not restricted to that. Or any tool that's not part of your toolkit. As long as it fits for what, if it makes sense. That's the best thing to use for this.
well, whatever. Before I go up the ramp, I will pull out my calculator again and give it a fucking try. It's difficulty 5 now.
So you're +2 from the base. Are you using entropy again, or are you going to use like correspondence or forces?
Forces and matter.
Forces and matter. Forces and matter. You're going to level 2, I'm guessing.
No, 1, just analysis.
Just analysis. I'll give you 1 success per on that, and I will say difficulty then is going to be a base of 5, so it's +2 on top of that for being the 3rd coincidental action that you're taking, and then you've also have a failure on.
All right, so it's
5.
7.
Yep.
All right, so simple failure on that one. So,
Yep. So difficulty goes up 1 more if you want to try using any more on this obstacle
no,
course.
just gonna try and run up.
Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ.
All right. So difficulty on this was 6. You did not botch, so you're not off the course. You just ran up and did not make it. You can
Well,
try again.
if I remember correctly, you get 3 tries at the ramp. Does the difficulty go up?
Nope. Difficulty will stay the same.
All right. There, I got 2.
Okay. And then the last thing that I want you to do is a stamina roll, because you're right at that peak. You have to like bring yourself up. So the first thing that's going to be tested on you is, do you have the stamina to continue going forward?
Do you want
so just a straight stamina, difficulty 6. You can also use magic on this, but once again,
Nope, straight stamina roll. I got 2 fucking 1s on that.
that is not a botch, though. As long as you have 1 success, you're fine. You don't botch, you just fail.
I'm still hanging onto the lip, though.
You're still hanging onto the lip. So you've got difficulty 7 now, stamina.
Jesus fucking Christ. All
This
in the
is
fucking thing.
Difficulty of 8.
Thanks, Mike, for getting rid of
Stamina.
those really bad rolls in the beginning. Thanks.
It's because he got 5 successes on his first test.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh,
Ooh,
There.
there you go.
He got
2
1
successes.
success.
2 successes.
Yeah, I remembered an inspiring moment from my time with the werewolves.
So you
Time
you have the stamina. Do you have the strength? Last check. Strength check.
What? You need a strength
You
check
have
now?
the will.
Just a straight strength check?
Strength check, difficulty 6. Just need
Bullshit.
1 success. Difficulty 7. You can use willpower.
Alright, I will spend a willpower on this one then.
Okay.
There.
You got 1.
Alright. And you pull yourself up, you get up to that buzzer, you ring it, and the entire stage
Woo!
dissolves, and
And I
you
fall
into a
I
pool
fall
of
to the
water.
floor. Oh, God.
You did it.
Ooh, that looked tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, the obstacle
excited.
course is tough.
Uh-huh. It's, there was a lot of smack you talked during the first test.
Yeah, I'm good at the first one.
Yeah.
All
Alright.
right.
I do my nerd exercises. Make sure my typing fingers are good. All right. What we got? What we got?
All right. So the first thing that you have are the lily pad water challenge. So you have to jump from lily pad to lily pad. So dexterity plus athletics.
All right. All right. He'll tap his boots. All right. Let's do this. I get 4 additional dice for athletics
Nice.
for this. Okay. We got this. So do I put that as a mod then? I think I do that as a mod. If I'm rolling with, I get the additional 4 dice, right?
Yep, that would be a mod, I believe.
Okay. So that's going to be dice pool number 4. What is the difficulty?
Difficulty standard is 6. So unless you're doing anything to lower that difficulty, it's 6. I see
So I
5
will have-
successes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will have 5, yes.
5
You're like, all right. Here we go.
All right.
It's all about speed. And he'll...
All right, so yeah, you bash from lily pad to lily pad, no problem. You have another rope that you need to go up. You climb up that thing without a problem. There's a climb wall that you need to go up. You climb up that without a problem. And now you've got the run up wall.
Yep.
Go ahead and make another dexterity and athletics.
All right.
Actually, I
You'll
take
take-
that back.
oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. With 5 successes, you actually get all the way the fuck up. That's the total that you believe that you did need. Yeah, that was.
So what he'll end up doing is where it's like, are the lily pads in like a row, or are they like side to side where you have to jump on side to side?
Side to side.
He will just basically go, okay, best way to do this. It's normally side by side. Let's try this. And then he basically runs from. He doesn't alternate between sides. He just goes and leaps from each one, and at the last one propels himself kind of up to the rope, and like just keeps the momentum going, like all the way down, and then back up to the wall and hits the buzzer, and it's like.
We really quick. We do need to have you make one stamina check. Because you got to the wall, you do need to climb yourself up the wall first. Or the lift yourself up after the crazy exertion of energy that you just did. Straight stamina, difficulty 6. You can spend a willpower. You can use magic.
Can I? Okay. Okay. And it's just stamina, right?
Yep.
I'll spend a willpower on this.
Okay.
So I'll just do my normal 3, diff 6.
Yep. And remember, you guys have not replenished your willpower roll.
Yep, I know. I will have 2.
Okay, and then a strength check.
What? What kind of bullshit?
It's 5, and then the stamina and strength.
What's the strength part for? For pulling yourself up?
Yep, doing the last of the, you've got the energy, can you actually get yourself up now?
Okay, now I will use my medical scanner to view what parts of my own body I can utilize and what is best optimized for adrenaline. I will be using a Life 2 effect to enhance my own body.
Okay, I will allow
kind of
that.
look where I can utilize the control that I have over adrenaline and be like, okay, I know where I need to put this, and trying to make sure I put the necessary chemicals in my own body, and whether it be strength, what I can let kind of falter, and kind of stuff like that.
So yep, it'll be every success takes away 1 from the difficulty, but you're gonna need 2 successes on your strength roll, because you're gonna have to go one-handed with that tricorder.
Oh, I was thinking I could do it before I do it. No,
Yeah,
then I'll just do straight. Then I'll just do straight strength then.
Okay.
Can it be strength athletics, as it involves pulling myself up?
If you're utilizing the boots, especially, I would say
it's just normal strength athletics. I'm not utilizing any of the pulls from the boots.
Okay, then yeah,
just sheer strength. Sheer strength and athletics.
What do you have in athletics?
2.
I'd give it to you at 3. With this, you're just gonna have to pull yourself up.
Just straight strength, okay.
That's what I had to do.
Oh damn.
You could use the boots, and then if you activate the gravity function of the boots, they allow you to run up walls. That would make
That's true. I am not above cheating, and this is not cheating. It is utilizing all of the science that I have. I will use the boots.
All right. Then I'll allow you to make the athletics plus strength, and you can add the plus fucking
the 4.
4.
Yeah. The ridiculous boots. Yeah. So let me just change one of my dice pools to strength athletics.
I really want some of those boots now.
Yeah.
They are amazing. I wish I was kidding, but they're really fucking good. Div 6?
Difficulty 6. Yep.
Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will have 4.
Okay. So yeah, you just walk. You just you get to that end part. You've got the stamina, the strength. The stamina to keep on going after that exhaustion, and you just kind of walk up the fucking wall. Or run up the wall without any fucking problems. You don't even grab onto the edge. You're just running up the wall. You got up there. You just hit the thing. Basically, you got it all done in one turn.
Yeah. Woo! I did it. There's no cheering crowd. But, woo! Does the hologram disappear and I fall into water?
Yep.
Woo! And he'll turn into a cannonball and like. You got this, Phaedra.
And yep, next up is Phaedra.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna use dexterity and alertness. Strength and athletics.
Dexterity athletics. So first one will be dexterity plus athletics. For you, you have the poles that you need to like jump onto, grab onto. Actually, I'm going to do strength plus athletics for you, and you have to jump, grab onto the hanging thing that's over water, and there's like pillars that you have to jump onto and grab, bear hug, and then push off, jump to the next one.
So I got a 0.
All right, so first you almost fall, but you just make no progress on your first. You're basically on your first one. You jumped, you grabbed onto it, and you just stopped. 2 successes. All right, so you got through that area. You now have a tightrope, kind of not tightrope, but like a nice solid beam that you need to go across. Go ahead and make another athletics plus dex roll, and the next thing after that will be the wall.
Okay, 3 successes on that.
All right, so that takes you to the wall. You've got up the wall at this point, and you need to, pull yourself up. You didn't do anything fancy to get here, so you can pull yourself up with a straight strength check, or stamina check first to see if you've got the energy.
Okay. 1 success.
All right, and then we'll do a strength check to see if you can pull yourself up. That is 1 success. All right.
Okay.
So, you are able to get there. Took you, looks like 3 turns in order to fully get through the course. So Mike took 4 turns, Amber took 3 turns. Mike took about 5 turns because of the failing on strength checks. So
Yeah, I failed a lot.
So yeah, 5. Don did it in 1, Amber in 3. All right, so the next one is just a very simple. He wants you to all reach out with your inner inner eye, basically, or reach out with your senses that go beyond the normal perceptions, and use your awareness to define different objects in this in the house, and the place turns into a house. Once again, with a bunch of different like artifacts, kind of a museum. So he wants you to go through the different items in this makeshift museum, and tell him which ones are have an anomaly inside of their atomic structure. Basically, just roll perception plus alertness, awareness plus perception, difficulty of 6. And you can also use magic if you wish. So first up will be Travis. Or no, I'm sorry, Tycho.
All right. I pull out my tricorder, and I scan with all of my active spheres.
Okay. What are your active spheres?
Dimensional science at 2, and then matter, correspondence, entropy, and forces at 1.
Okay. And you're doing all of this at level 1?
Yeah, let's do it at level 1 for now. So,
okay.
Difficulty 4.
Yep.
That's lucky.
All right, 2 successes. So difficulty is 4 for your awareness plus perception.
said difficulty 4?
Yep.
Alright. A modest 2.
Okay. So that is all that you really need. You've identified some objects and have come back. Next up will be Travis.
All right. What I will do is he wants to find the spiritual, like a resonance of objects here. Correct?
It's spatial anomalies inside of the atomic structure. You could definitely interpret that as spatial dimensional science, as well as correspondence, possibly matter, stuff like that you could use.
As I know this is a hologram field, I'm going to hone in with my PKE meter where most of the prime, like where specifically the energy is being directed into these anomalies to find. So kind of like trying to figure out where more, quote unquote, of the electricity, like the prime energy, is going to make these structural anomalies.
Okay, go ahead and roll Arate difficulty of 5.
It's
of 4.
Yep. I was like, it's just a sense. 4. I will have 1.
Okay.
So then it's going to be a... Sorry.
Yep, difficulty of 5 for your awareness plus perception roll.
Yep. I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, next up is Amber.
Okay. I'm going to use my thermal imager tool with my correspondence.
Okay. Go ahead and roll Arate difficulty of 4.
2 successes.
All right, and then roll your perception plus awareness difficulty of 4.
3 successes.
All right. All right, Don Travis got 5, Amber with 3, and Mike with 2. All right, and then the next test is going to be a leadership type activity. There's going to be a project that people are going to be working on. There's going to be different tasks to be accomplished. You're going to need to work as a team. There will be 3 specific tasks that I'm looking for you to do. First is the organizing the research project and who will do what in the leadership or in the research project that will begin at the start of this test. That person out of game will need to roll a leadership plus a ability of your choice. So if you want to use charisma, manipulation, appearance, you just have to justify the way that you're using your leadership. But one person will be designated the leader for this project, and they will have to do the leadership task, and they will be judged on that. The other person is going to, once the research has been completed, take the information that they have and use it to to interrogate a subject to get more information out of this subject, to collaborate the information that you have. The last task that you will have for the last person is they were to take that information to another building. Along the way, they will be captured, and they will have to use subterfuge in order to pass a lie detection test regarding the information that they know.
Huh.
So the first thing that you will need to do as a team is decide who will do what.
All right, so metagaming, should we just try to maximize dice pools, or what do you guys think?
I think we should totally roleplay it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Well, obviously, I should be in charge.
Well, obviously not. So no, what I was thinking, like as a team, we should have a leader, but we should just really agree on what's going to happen.
Well,
Like
yeah.
I think it's best that, considering the work that Phaedra has done, she totally is the one that gets captured, because I bet she can lie her way out of any.
Thank you.
Hey, you've survived this long and gathered more information than
No, I
we have
sincerely
so
took
far
that as a
about stuff.
compliment, even
Oh,
though
good.
it kind of sounded sarcastic.
Oh, good. It was meant as a compliment because I'm a horrible liar.
Thank you for letting me know.
But that could just be part of my master plan.
No.
Well, the best liars are the ones that lie a lot. And that if that was a lie, then we wouldn't know it. Then he's a good liar.
Yeah.
We all understood that.
You
Never
are
mind.
So smart.
So yeah.
Appreciate your input.
And the first part was doing the research on things, right?
The first part is the leadership test,
Oh.
which is basically they're in charge of the leadership project. They will divvy out tasks to everybody, and we won't. We're going to have you do research roles as well. But the leadership, one person will be designated as the leader of the. So they'll make a leadership role. Everybody, including the leader, will also make research roles, and then we'll do the intimidation role, and then the subterfuge role.
Right. I guess for the example, I guess you should be the leader then? Probably?
Yeah, I don't care.
I mean, at this point,
Not-
I'll take it. If nobody else wants
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you should totally.
Because it's true. I'm not a great leader. But
You're the best one we got for this job.
with you two on my team, I think I could be a great leader.
Is that a compliment? It's kind of
Yes,
hard to
yes, because you're. It's because you guys. Because without you, I'm not that great.
Aw, you're still good.
Oh, thank you. See,
All right,
you
so-
are a good liar.
So then, Travis is going to be doing the intimidation test.
Whew.
Is that
down Travis.
that's the second one, right?
Yeah, it's leadership, intimidation, and then lying.
Yeah, which intimidation and lying kind of go on at the same time. They're separate tests. They're done by separate people.
I assess Travis. I'm basically doing an intimidation check just to test him. Because I'm not.
How do you resist intimidation?
Willpower. And
God.
so the difficulty amber for you will be his willpower,
Mhm.
and then
My total.
Best do I
my-
use?
My total rating.
your total rating, not
Oh,
what your
good.
current is.
So can I use?
You can use for intimidation.
Range manipulation and intimidation.
Yep.
So do I roll that, or is that her difficulty that she needs?
So there is a difficulty, or specifically it is the difficulty, and it's not really an opposed roll.
Okay.
So she just needs to get a bunch of successes based on your willpower.
What's
It
your
is
willpower?
It is a difficulty 8.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. You might actually be very good for this job.
Well, you can't intimidate him, so, but that doesn't
Yeah.
mean he's good at intimidating. Per se.
True.
Yeah. No, I got this. I appreciate that that you tried to intimidate me, so now I know how to intimidate someone.
Okay.
I will lead by your example.
All right. So first thing is going to be the leadership test. So organizing and getting everybody set up for the research project. So go ahead and make your leadership test.
All right. Can I use entropy magic?
Yep. How are you using entropy?
I am using entropy to intersperse words that make people believe in leadership, like synergy and
Dynamism.
yeah, and what is that one? Something base. Touch base with. People
Okay,
in business always say we're going to touch base.
Would you also say that you're like analyzing for the weaknesses in your?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll totally go with that at a level 1 then. So difficulty will be 4.
All right, 1 success.
Okay. So difficulty will be 5 for your leadership test.
All right, and I'm just going to go charisma leadership.
Okay.
Leadership. 5. There we go. All right. That's decent.
Nice. 3 successes. All right, so you're able to set up the research project pretty easily. Everybody gets assigned their role properly, and you're divvied up the work just right, and really got a good idea of where the weak points would be and reinforced them. So everybody go ahead and make a research check. Difficulty will be 6.
What was it again? Sorry.
Research plus wits for this.
Oh, not intelligence.
Nope, because you're gonna. It'll be. Actually, no. I'm gonna go with intelligence. I apologize, because you don't have to do quick thinking. You don't have to reactionary kind of stuff. You're definitely doing research. So sorry, intelligence plus research. Difficulty 6.
3 successes.
Oh, damn.
5 successes.
I can't remember in this system if you have a 4 in a stat. Does that matter?
It is. That's when 10s should equal 2 successes, but I've just taken that out. At this point, I probably, when we're doing streaming, I'll probably need to add that back in. But just to keep things simple right now, all 10s will be double successes.
Okay. I will have 0.
Oh, and not a true botch.
Nope.
All right, so Don, you're gonna have to go ahead and roll again then.
Yep.
Difficulty will go up by 1 though, so difficulty will be 7, and you can do magic again though if you want to try and bring that difficulty down.
Nope. I have a fair pool for that, so I will have 2.
Okay. So definitely are able to complete all of your projects. This was a study on the spheres. So Amber, your character now has like a base concept, kind of like you do, of what the spheres are. and that these, according to the research and study that you just did, is all about. It's funny about how Don totally screwed up. No,
This is what you
you've
don't
already
do.
done this. He's
I've already done this. I haven't failed. I'm totally passed, guys.
um, but the basic understanding of the different advanced disciplines of advanced science, and what they are, of correspondence, and the basic idea of what advanced science is, and how you're part of a group of people that have a genius about you, explained, in the sense of how everybody has, and actually, this is one thing I'll kind of, one of the things that you kind of research in this is about the concept of belief and paradigm and stuff like that. You don't get the consensus or the idea of consensus reality or anything like that, but that people, there are will workers out there that do have the ability to manipulate reality. What you do is not that, and it makes it very distinct in the research that you are very different. You follow the ways, your genius allows you to understand the true nature of reality, and that true nature is that tech holds all answers. Technomancers do not believe that they are part of sorry. They do not believe, for the most part, that they are bending reality per se. To the Technomancers, they are all related, or they are not at all related to the other magical traditions and reality deviants that exist out there. Enlightened science works because it is tested and proven, not because someone simply believes it's working. As they spread their beliefs across the world, working out kinks and improving their models, the results is that their devices can become consensual, and usually sleepers are able to use it. So from this kind of thing, though, it's all about the working out of the kinks, like we've talked about. Hyperscience is also called vulgar technomancy, and is seen as being in the beta testing stages and have much higher repercussions for being used, depending on where you are in reality. Other dimensions might have different things, and one of the things that it does emphasize is that outside of Earth, belief does have a stronger influence, or has an influence on reality, whereas Earth geniuses don't change reality. They follow the rules here. But things kind of change in outer space, and other realities and other dimensions can be different. And that goes into like the dimensional science aspect. Instead of talking about spirits, it talks about dimensional science. See here. So you've completed your research. So the next thing that we're going to do is the intimidation test. So you're going to go to a reality deviant, Travis, and your object is to get out of them the different views that they have on the spheres, and to emphasize the difference between how they view their magic and what advanced science is, even though there seems to be some similarities, but this is to kind of augment that. Amber, you are allowed to actually come along with for the interrogation.
Who are they interrogating?
So the person that's being interrogated is, you don't get any information on them other than they are a reality deviant. They are a reality bender, and that they believe that they belong to a group called their traditions, and you don't have any other information you can extract from them.
Is this a simulation still, or is this actual person?
Simulation.
Oh.
Got it.
Because I was gonna say, I wanted to take Travis to the side and like psych him up and really talk some hard shit about reality deviants, but then very quietly be like, but you know they're not all bad, right? So, you know.
No, they are all bad. They are literally the worst.
Yeah, like most of them. But anyway, that's a simulation. So go hog wild. Just
Yeah,
do what you need to do.
I will.
Okay.
I'm the leader. I'm trying to psych him up.
All right, psyching me up. All right, here we go. I got this. I got it. We're gonna be good. Everything's gonna be fine. All right.
I feel like I want to roll to help him out, but I feel like I'm probably gonna botch. So let's just leave it there. You got this.
Pat on the back.
You
fine.
got this, Travis. You show that reality deviant what's what.
What for? You show that RD what's for. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Give him
Let's do it.
give him an extra hard wallop for me.
Do they say what quote-unquote tradition this mage belongs to?
Nope, they do not have that information.
Well, buckets. And they're looking for information, right? From him?
Specifically on what they want you to specifically get out of him what he believes the spheres of magic are.
Okay.
Should we good cop, bad cop this?
I think I think I can do this. Okay.
Cool.
It's my challenge. Okay. Okay, I'll walk in. So, do you know why you're here?
No.
Well, it would seem that you believe yourself to be special. Do you?
I would say yes.
And what makes you special?
I have a deeper understanding of what the truth is.
Oh, and what
more
is the
than
truth?
you.
I'm very interested in the truth. Please enlighten me to what you believe is the truth.
Why should I tell you any? You
Oh,
won't
because
believe
I'm-
me anyways.
How do you know? People have convinced me of more things than you realize today.
The truth is out there, man. If you even looked, you would see it.
Quoting X-Files? I think that's where that. See, I've learned out of character. I've learned from today because X-Files is a thing. Really, you're going to quote "The truth is out there" from a TV show? What does the truth mean to you?
He kind of just sits back and, well, actually, at this point, I want you to make a base. I like the role playing that you're doing, so I'm actually going to give you a manipulation plus empathy, or you can argue for something similar besides intimidation at this.
I would argue occult, because that's what reality deviants believe in, is what the occult is. I would use research, but that's going to be later. Go
ahead
like
with
to be,
occult, you'd have to say something about the occult.
As I'm a studier of the occult, I have seen things too that exist in, and I'm gonna not choke on my own words, and say I have seen the truth that lies beyond in what have identified themselves to me as spirits, and that they are inhabiting everything that we do, and I'm just trying to understand better about them. So I'm trying to figure out what other people's views are so I can have a better understanding and help me help you.
All right, do a charisma plus occult.
Oh boy.
Difficulty of 4 though.
Okay. Charisma occult?
Charisma and occult. Yep.
Okay. Difficulty, you said what?
4.
Okay. I will have 2.
2 successes. All right. So, you see him kind of relax up a little bit, and he's like, "All right, so maybe you do know a little bit about the occult. I didn't think any of you technocracy really subscribed to the spirit world."
Technocracy is such a dirty word. Well, I do not nearly vomit when I say that, but I like to think that we're two halves of the same coin, and through understanding each other together, we can help each other. And if you were to tell me what you believe in, or what is the word I'm looking for? Kind of like prompting him to tell me what he believes is what I'm looking for. It's just, what is the word again?
A paradigm?
Yeah, that word. Yeah. What is your paradigm of belief, and what has led you to your stage in belief?
I am a believer in the ways of the Hermetic, and our science dates farther back and more ancient than any of the technocratic formulas that you have access to. Our science is the true science.
Shoot
It's
him.
the one that allows you to truly understand reality. Through the
Interesting.
spheres, we are able to manipulate and understand reality on a level that even the technocracy is not able to achieve.
Okay. And so these spheres, I assume that you have influence over, whereas I can only perceive things. What other spheres do you have access to that maybe you could help me better understand?
And with that, he kind of divulges like the base understanding of the. I'm not going to go
Right.
into it at this point, but yeah, he gives you like the base idea of the different spheres from a tradition kind of point of view. Although it does come off as extremely arrogant. And totally kind of laughable. It's you get that there's an and everybody in the room kind of gets that there's a presence, a concept that they definitely have learned something about manipulating reality, and that's what they do. But their science is nothing like, even though they call it you call it a advanced science, advanced discipline of correspondence, and they call it the sphere of correspondence. They are not the same thing at all. Even though this hologram, out of game, even though if you go a little bit deeper, they definitely are the exact same thing. But the way that he portrays them is in a way that doesn't, that makes it very distinctful as to the difference between what he does and what you do. And what he does is reality bending and will work, and weaving of webs and other bullshit. And what you do is science.
Right. Is that the information that I needed, or do I need him to divulge what he knows? What
Nope,
specific
that's all
spheres
that
he
you
has?
need.
Sweet.
Did
I'm like,
it.
well,
You shank him now?
and I'm guessing that ends the simulation then.
And then, well, the next thing is that
Okay.
Amber, has to go
Well,
take a package of information, Bluetooth drive or something like that to a building, and she will be abducted along the way.
Okay. So he'll like leave the simulation. Whew. That's. Ugh. Well, I feel sick.
Yeah,
God.
I can't believe
Oh.
you made it that long. I was
Oh.
listening the whole time. When he
Oh.
said that shit about
Oh.
the spheres and stuff, I wanted to shoot
my
him in the
God.
head.
Oh.
I couldn't handle it. I had to leave.
Oh. Oh. Oh my God.
Just being a little dramatic.
No, like his understanding from what.
I mean, no, don't
what-
get me wrong. He's batshit insane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and just the pompous air. It's like sinking to someone's intellectual slug-like level, where they think they understand, but they only perceive like the bottom of a boot, and not that it's an actual boot. So it's that weird, like, I had to dumb it down a lot, and anyway, I know you got this. I know you're good at lying. Just don't break.
Okay. You're talking to the person who's been arrested. You know, count. Well, I'm just go.
Okay.
All right, so
You wanna pep talk first?
Sure.
You got this.
Go at it, Trico.
That was it. You got this.
Thank you so
You're the
much
best.
for your support.
You are.
I
you're
believe
the
in
best
you.
At these.
That speech brought tears to my eye. I'm a leave now.
They'll get better over the years.
Okay, whatever. Bye.
All right, let's watch and see how she does.
all right, so Amber, you are captured. On your walk, you're just guy comes from behind, puts a mask over your head, and is able to detain you. Basically, it's got chloroform on the hood that's put over your head. It knocks you out immediately. You wake up. You're inside of a dirty room. You're sitting inside of or sitting on a old wooden chair. Hands tied behind your back, tied to the chair. Feet tied to the chair. And you have just had the hood, removed, or the hood's been removed off of you for a while. You've kind of woken up from the chloroform now, and the same guy that you guys were interrogating is now up in your face, and he's, where is the technocratic base in Madison? And he just is screaming at your face.
Okay. So this room is dirty.
What is your willpower?
Willpower is 5.
Okay. Second here. So I do have 3 successes on my intimidation check on you. So you are definitely intimidated by him to a certain.
Okay.
You're not like full on crying, giving all the information out, but you're definitely
Startled. Yeah. Okay.
You can spend a willpower point to completely negate that effect, though, if you want to be badass.
I will.
Okay.
Like, she's got this. She's got this. Oh yeah. Bring it up. Bring it
Are,
up.
are we watching this?
Yep, you can watch it
Oh God.
on the. There's like a panel that like popped up, and you're basically back in the white room, and she's in a she sees walls around her. You don't see walls.
Okay. So after he rants, I say, if you want, in my right pocket, I have some Altoids. And they would go wonderful for you right now.
He continues to shout in your face. I'm going to raise up the difficulty here for him. But I still come out with, wait a minute.
I was going to say, you're rolling 5d20, Jesus.
Yeah, that's... Oh. Well, that's one of the 5. So I botch. So as he's like getting spit on your like face from just continuously shouting, where is the base? His like throat like croaks, and he gets like a hairball almost in his like, oh fuck, like from the horse yelling too much, horse throat that he gets, and he kind of like gets like a cup of water and like drinks it, and basically he's gonna have to take a negative on these interrogation questions. So he's going to start asking you like series and series of questions, and I'm gonna need you to roll a manipulation plus subterfuge, difficulty of 5. Because remember, you have to pass lies that he would believe to be true and get through the lie detector test.
Okay. So I got a 0, but...
So you're not botched, so you haven't completely failed out here, but you're just giving bad answers that are not...
believable.
That are kind of true, so it's not really working. But they're not, it's like you're trying to skirt around it too much. You need to tell out straight out lies.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll again. This time difficulty will be 6.
Two successes.
All right. So that is enough. You are able to divulge completely false information that he believes to be true. What is the information that you divulge? Like, what's the lie? Basically, he's looking for the same thing, the research of technocratic spheres, and wants you to tell him all about it.
So I tell him about
Did I lose you?
No, I'm thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I basically just tell him like one of the story of like is it The Watchtower by Stephen King?
The Dark Tower.
The Dark Tower. Yeah, I just go on a Dark Tower rant.
All right. All right, and so yep, at the end of this, you're able to pass that test, and so at this point, you guys are going to take a break for lunch. There is a dining area, cafeteria that you can eat at. You're free to go off of base. You have hour 45 minutes of free time, and then they will continue the testing after you get some lunch in you.
That was really good.
You talking
Like
about
looking at Phaedra, you were really great. That was pretty amazing.
I take a bow and I say thank you. I wish I had my research notes. I need to add so many things. So many things that I've learned.
Oh my, like, I am literally all about it. So, but yeah, like you were good. Your leadership was really great. Tycho, it was, yeah, we rocked it.
Yeah, I gotta say I've done these tests a few times before, you know, because I live here. I've done the interrogation one, that Phaedra just did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I failed that one pretty bad.
Oh really?
Yeah, I just cried. It's,
Oh,
I mean, I was 19, but yeah, no excuses.
that's fair. So
But yeah, you did great.
I did these tests before, and I was pretty good at the research stuff. Like, it was my first time with a group of people, so I'm sorry about that. The intimidation, that was literally my second time ever trying to intimidate someone at all.
No, you did very well.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
when,
believe I could do any better than myself. So,
oh, thank you. And the time that I went and I did the interrogation, it wasn't here, but I was intimidated by not a reality breaker, a reality deviant, but an entity is what I was intimidated by, is the best way to put it, and it was an experience.
entity.
Yeah, did you get one? Did you get the one with the claw thing? The guys with the claws, or
Oh no, it was the guy with the tentacle.
ooh, you got the tentacle guy. Oh,
Yeah, it was yeah.
yeah. We don't use those guys here.
Yeah,
You don't see them too
it
often.
was.
Claws, tentacles.
Yep.
Gonna pause conversation. Food. Where at?
Yes.
Need. Mouth
Oh,
now.
follow. Follow. I can show you to the cafeteria.
Yeah, let's go eat.
And then you're telling me about Clawman and Tentacle Dude.
Well, they're less dudes and more like thing. But yeah, I understand the confusion.
All right,
So yeah, we'll
you-
go get lunch.
All right, so you guys go and get lunch. When you guys arrive at the cafeteria, there's a bunch of grunt men, normal extras in the background, kind of doing their thing, eating. You do also see two people that catch the eye of the people that are used to or that are home to this base, so maybe not. I don't. Oh yeah, you do call this base home, don't you? To a certain degree when you're on shore leave.
Yes.
So you would know Rick Anderson, Major Rick Anderson. He is second in command well, he's second to General Bridges, who is technically second in command.
Mm-hmm.
But he leads the gate teams. He is technically going to become more than likely your immediate superiors that you'll be reporting to instead of Bridges. But at this time, you are not in that chain of command. You're not underneath Rick Anderson technically. Although he commands all other gate teams, so that's a little bit different.
So yeah, I'll point out Rick Anderson. I'm like, yeah, he's part of these gate teams. I've never been a part of a gate team yet. I was kind of like sort of born into one, but now like I hope I get to work under him because I've heard really good things about him.
Gate team?
Yeah, deep space exploration.
Yeah, remember that big room that we saw before? And there was
Yeah.
that big circular thing. We create portals out into space.
Subdimensions in ether space.
Yeah. It takes like a whole year to learn about all of them. And that's just like knowing their names. So, let's not get into that.
Yeah, no. Phaedra is just constantly, after every revelation, it's just like trying really hard not to show that she wants to get into that position from what we're with to the future. You know? Just fetal position, just screaming future.
The other person that is there is Alexa Davis, who is the head engineer of the base, and it is known for her expertise in advanced space travel. And they are sitting at a table together eating lunch together.
Well, I certainly wouldn't want to bother them. They're very
Yeah,
important people and they're very busy.
I don't think we should bother them right now.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not going to bother them. I don't know about you, Tycho.
I mean, I barely know them. I worked here for like 2 years and then went on my adventure and then now I'm back.
Where was your adventure anyway?
In space.
Oh yeah, by the
where?
way, there's not the lunch people or anything like that. It's just you walk up to a station and there's a replicator. It replicates food for you and then you go and sit down.
Do we get to choose what it makes, or does it use magic to figure out what we want? I mean, science.
It does not read your mind in any way, shape, or form. You can give it commands. You can also just say meal, and it'll give you a randomized meal that it believes it'll scan you kind of and see what's best for you, quote unquote. Probably shit you really don't want to eat. Like, I mean, stuff you do, it's good for you, but.
No, I always like the thrill of uncertainty, of taking the scan.
All right, that's how you get cancer, by the way. But okay.
That's how
Some
you
cancers
get
are
cancer.
some cancers are good
True.
in this world.
So, it will scan your body. It gives you like a really good portion of mix of vegetables and a little bit of protein, a little bit of grain, but mostly fruits and vegetables.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, I walk up to the machine and I just start looking at it and scribbling in my notebook. And like, I know I can't take it apart because probably people get mad at me, but I'm going to try to figure out how it works.
People would get very mad at you if you tried to disassemble it. So please don't.
I'm not. I know
Actually,
better.
there's a high possibility that they might think that she has a reason for disassembling it based upon her level of security clearance comparatively to most other people. Anderson and Alexa might say something, but the grunt level people are grunts, and you're actually,
So
technomancers.
So he'll kind of look. So soon, you're probably going to be asked a few questions. These questions are important because they're going to be kind of determining your career here.
Okay.
Basically, we have several organizations, several different departments, as it were. And you're going to get to choose what department you kind of work for.
Okay.
So there's us, there's like the people that picked us up that are like more here based, and there's like some people that work on creating cloning technology and other things. I'm not really sure.
Well, I mean, I don't think any of the other conventions are going to be a fit for her. I think the bigger question is, which department of the Void Engineers is she going to be placed in?
Well, I think you get to choose like where you want to further explore and focus your studies on.
Yeah.
So as I'm still looking at the machine making like dimensional notes, I'm not looking up, but I'm asking questions. What the hell are you talking about?
Well,
we're just kind of speculating what college what specialization you're gonna go into.
Okay.
I used to work in research and execution with my mother. We make gadgets and shit.
Hold the phone.
Oh,
You work with your
Division
mom?
Q.
Yeah, my mom, she works here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He also gets driven to work by his mom too.
We
I
ride
bet
in
he
together.
does.
We ride in together because it's more efficient.
Do you live with her too?
Well, yeah, but I just got back from that thing that I did.
She still does your laundry.
Not for the last 5 years, but yes.
How old are you?
I'm looking for a new place. I mean, I will be looking for a new place.
Why?
I
You
just-
got places here. You don't have to go through all that stuff I've heard.
Oh, are you
about,
gonna?
like
Do you live on the
lease
base?
signings? Yeah.
Ugh. No, I don't like that.
Man, the base is the greatest place.
Really?
They have everything here. Everything that you need. You don't have to worry about people getting in the way. Being all like, hey, what are you doing with that ray gun? Why don't you quit analyzing my body for science? I'm like, shut up.
Have you even been downtown in Madison?
Yes.
I mean, as far as
Once?
cities go, it's
Once.
it's what's the term? It's pretty lax. It's relaxed. I mean, yeah, don't walk up walls and shit, but
Well, obviously.
you pull out a ray gun, mostly people are just going to be like, whoa. Also, don't shoot the ray gun there. That's not cool.
Well, I haven't used a ray gun in a long time, but still, I can do that target practice here, and no one loses their shit over it.
Yeah, well, anyway, I was describing some of the different departments. There's research and execution. They make the gadgets. There's border patrol. They're the ones that fly around and make sure like aliens don't get in. I don't know about that one. There's the deep sea people, the mountain people, the cave people.
The cave people.
Oh, they're the Earth Explorer teams. All the places where humans don't live. The deep sea, the mountaintops, and the caves. Oh, and the jungle. There's one of those. And then... Oh, and then I'm... Now, if we make it onto a gate team, we'll be part of the Pan-Dimensional Corps, which is where Travis is from.
The best core ever.
Damn right. Pan-Dimensional
Pan-Dimensional
Corps.
Corps is literally the best.
Yeah.
We're like Christopher Columbus in space.
Whoa.
It is the best.
Whoa. I'm sorry, you've been in space for a long time. Christopher Columbus is, we've got...
Asshole.
Yeah, he was a piece of shit. It's more like, Magellan.
Or like the Viking.
Yeah, probably more like
The Vikings technically discovered America first.
Well,
So,
there were people living here already, but...
well, yeah. But in terms of like people going to an unexplored place and finding stuff.
Yeah, Pan-Dimensional
We're
Corps.
pioneers. We're pioneers.
And then I held up my hand to high-five Travis.
High fives.
We high-fived.
So I have Mama's boy.
I'm gonna need a dexterity plus athletics check to see how good of a high five you do.
I'm gonna spend a willpower on that. Boom.
Tycho knows
my-
how to high five.
Uh-oh.
Travis.
Yep, working on it.
I'll pick up the slack. It's like 6 successes.
Don't leave me hanging.
Like, legit, his
What-
hand is glowing from the success of his 5.
Just
Six.
6?
Yep.
Difficulty 6? Are you kidding me?
All you need is 1 success.
Woo!
Cool.
2, you get like that solid slap sound.
Yeah.
No, screw that. With my 6 successes,
Oh yeah.
that
The
high
whole
five
cafeteria
echoes.
hears it.
It echoes throughout the cafeteria.
That goes to time itself.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The greatest, most epic.
Nerd 5 ever.
You got
Five
2
ever.
10s.
By the way, that high five was for the pan-dimensional core, which
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be on.
You get a hoo-ha from all of the pan-dimensional core people that are in the cafeteria.
Including
Damn right.
Major Rick Anderson.
He's NWO.
What?
Yep.
And he's in charge of the gate teams?
Yep. Extremely versatile and almost Void Engineer like. But his all of his original roots are in the NWO. He's Pan-Galactic. He is technically part of the Pan-Galactic Corps, kind of.
I was gonna say, were you about to say Pan-Galactic Gargle Blasters?
Out of game, NWO are like the fucking Men in Black, like cloning people and brainwashing motherfuckers, aren't they?
NWO are basically the people who are into psychological warfare, information warfare. They're the ones who scour the internet for information on the technocracy to shut it down, or reality deviants.
Yeah, they're the Men in Black secret keepers.
But yeah, they also
Yeah.
fulfill the like Men in Black idea, only instead of protecting you from aliens, it's mostly reality deviants. Void engineers deal with the aliens, so.
Okay.
So I just want to clarify one thing. Does he go through the gate as part of this, or is he just in charge of the program?
Nope, he's directly on the field and part of the number 1 gate team, basically. The concept behind this conclave is that this is a collaboration work. Technically, the Pan-Galactic Corps is the one that has official control over Gate Command, Technogate Command, but Gate Command is also being funded by the Syndicate, being manned a lot by the NWO and the Progenitors. So the heads of a lot of departments are Void Engineers, but the labor intensiveness as well as the funding comes from the other organizations. Iteration X also does a lot of the work on the spaceships and machinery to repair and fix things that come in. Major Rick Anderson is part of the NWO, but he is officially stationed here and is under the direct command of General Bridges, who is actually under the direct command of the Syndicate, which is Senator Johnson.
Is General Bridges a Void Engineer, though?
General Bridges is a Void Engineer. So let me give you a quick because you all know, or the two of you know this. The one other person, or Amber, your character doesn't really know this yet, but I guess they can kind of give you this information at this point. But the main kind of other NPCs here, besides the background cast of randos is Senator Johnson, who is a syndicate member who is a state senator, runs this place. General Bridges. He also controls like the government funding for this base, because there's a ton of government funding that's going into this base. General Bridges used to be the sole leader of this, and he is a void engineer. He is been part of the military and the void engineers for about like 40 years now, and he is 3-star general. Commands a lot of respect, but there is some questions as of late as to the activities that have been happening in Madison. There's been some reality deviant activity, as well as rumors of work between the technocracy and some reality deviants in Madison. So there is investigations that are going on into General Bridges, and Senator Johnson came in and took over because of these allegations, as well as holding basically the purse strings to the base. The other person is head of security, which is an MIB agent, Thomas Rollins. Basically, he is a newcomer and has been installed by Senator Johnson as the head of security recently. The next one is Major Rick Anderson, who is second in command and leader of the, second in command to General Bridges, and leader of the Gate Team, member of the NWO. He's highly decorated field officer who leads a team of him, Master Chief Alexa Davis, who is the head engineer for the virtual void engineers, and is an expert in space travel. Blake Rockwell, which is a historian, an expert in otherworldly information. And then they have a hit mark on their team called Mark, who's been in service since 1984 and has become a integral member of the #1 Gate Team, and is not seen, and is actually decorated as a full member of the technocracy and not considered to be just another hit mark 5. He seems to have developed a personality of sorts.
Good for him.
So that's kind of the current events of Madison, is that there's like investigations going on into Nefandi activity in Madison, and as well as supposed connections to reality deviants with the technocratic covenant or conclave.
So I'm guessing my character would be the one explaining all this, because my mom probably told me on the ride-in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because his mommy told him.
You don't even know my mom, so I don't think you should talk like that.
No, she's probably a very sweet lady.
Yeah, she
I
is.
can still give you shit.
Oh, in case you didn't remember, his mom was the one that showed up at the Denny's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She came to get the dagger.
Yeah, that's his mom.
yeah, no, she seemed very respectable.
Yeah.
I'm gonna still give you shit, but I like her.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Great. So, yeah,
All right.
stuff. I wonder how we did on our tests. Chances are we probably rocked it, but, there's always the wonder.
Yeah, I wonder what they've got in store for us after lunch.
Speaking of which, you guys finish up your food. I'm sure have some more light conversation, and he probably goes over the whole thing that I kind of just explained during the meal as well as you guys are eating. You don't. There's no interactions that you guys want to do with Rick or Alexa.
Not right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have any reason to. Also, we're at 2 hours already.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're gonna, at this point, we'll just do straight 3 hours. And see how I mean, I'm looking to probably end in about an hour if everybody's okay with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
All right, cool. But yeah, that's kind of. I also want to give out experience to all of you. So I'm going to go ahead and give that out right now because there's a couple chapters that we've already gone through. So I'm going to consider that you guys have gone through 3 chapters right now. So this is your 3rd chapter that you've completed. I'm going to give you 3 experience points each for each chapter. So that will be 9 experience points that you guys can add to your character sheet at this point.
I would like my willpower and quintessence back.
No, you can't get that. You could get quiescence if you want to, on your lunch break, go absorb from a node, but you have to have you have to have node.
Question. How do you spend experience points?
We'll go over that at a different point, I think.
Okay, I'll just keep note that I have 9.
It's very similar to freebie points, so. But, all right, so. Yeah, if you guys don't want to interact with those guys, you are expected back at the. Oh, you can get no. I suppose I will allow you guys access to a general node of 3, so you can each take 1 point of quiescence a day for your share. You can ask for other people's shares if they're not using it. Or Amber, I don't think has the. You don't have Prime 1 yet, right?
Hear me?
No. Do you have Prime 1, Amber?
No.
Okay. So without Prime 1, she can't access the free node that I'm going to give you guys. But you do have a 3 that 3 points of quiescence a day that will generate for you, but you don't get any tasks.
No, I don't have Prime either.
Okay, well then sounds like one person is going to be able to draw 3 points of quiescence a day from. You need Prime 1 in order to pull from a node. Other than that, I think it just regenerates naturally.
Yeah, if
How long does that take? Because it's been like, it's got to been at least a day since all this shit has happened. We went to Denny's and all that.
You have not slept yet, but you have definitely, it is like around noon right now. The game started at midnight. So the game is, your character has been at least up for 12 hours, depending on when they went to sleep. They could possibly be reaching, well over the 24-hour mark right now.
yeah, sleep is going to be a thing that we need.
But
Yeah, but we got to finish those tests, right?
Yeah.
yep, and all of you guys are kind of running on adrenaline right now, so I'm not going to make you spend willpower or anything to stay up.
Okay.
So quiescence, so willpower will generate 1 per day of sleep. If you don't want to sleep for a day, you have to spend a willpower point.
I will go to sleep whenever
Whenever you
we
can.
have time to go. Yeah.
So real quick, I'm just gonna look up quiescence to see, because quiescence, you normally have to get from you get a base amount from Genius, and then you can pull it from places of power, basically.
Right. I don't know how much the base you get for Genius is.
It's 1 point per 1 point of quiescence per point of Genius, and that's your cap, basically.
Yep.
If I remember correctly, I might be thinking about this, that you get quiescence still from a node without prime, but you can't go over that cap.
I think if you have Prime 3, you can double up.
You can store extra.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here.
Also, well, wait. If you have Prime 3, you can inject quintessence into other people.
Okay, so these are the things about quiescence. You can spend 1 point of quiescence to reduce the difficulty by 1 up to 3 on any magic roll. The amount of quiescence you can spend is limited by your avatar or your genius trait. So if you have a genius of 2, you can only spend 2 quiescence points to lower your difficulty by 2 in 1 turn. Your mage can also use quiescence to counter paradox or fuel counter magic. Mage can absorb quiescence through her avatar, through prime sphere spells or procedures, or through tasks or some wonders that recharge quiescence, like a battery. Channeling quiescence through the avatar requires meditation at a node. Okay, so you don't need any prime for that. You just meditate at a node. Channeling more than your avatar rating through a node requires prime 1. To absorb quiescence energy from the materialized quiescence of task requires prime 3. A master of quiescence at prime 5 is able to absorb it from anywhere, although it is considered vulgar. The number of quiescence points that can be absorbed will depend on the number of successes rolled. Quiescence can be absorbed by the mage's avatar, essentially becoming a personal quiescence, and cannot be taken away from her. Can only be spent by her. Your avatar background rating reflects the maximum number of personal quiescence you can store. So as long as you always have a personal and it can't be stolen from you, basically, based on your avatar rating. In most cases, quiescence remains invisible except for mages with the prime sphere, characters with awareness, blah blah blah. Large shifts. So yes, the base here is that if you do not have it, you can still meditate at a node and get it. 1 allows you to go above your avatar rating. 3 allows you to pull it from tasks.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna meditate and get some quiescence back.
I'll copy what they're doing and hopefully I get some back too.
All right. So each one of you could have the possibility of getting 1 if you're each pulling. So go ahead and do a meditation plus perception roll.
Meditation isn't a thing for... Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's in the abilities.
If you don't have it, it is at because it's a skill, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Skills is -1, or +1 to the difficulties.
Well, wait, because I'm going to argue that meditation is essentially, it's a skill of the mind in terms of you're thinking about stuff really hard, right?
I would argue research.
Yeah, I would actually argue technology for myself.
Yeah, one of the two. I would argue that
Or
you could work
possibly
on refining your stuff.
Possibly
I'm fine with
hypertech.
So I could do research, is what you're saying?
I'll allow that. That sounds very technocratic.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
See, my argument is See, I'm trying to transfer energy from one place to another, and I'm using technology to do that, but I have to manage it constantly. So
Okay,
kind
real
of
quick, my counter argument though is you don't have prime, so you can't do anything with magic actually regarding how you
correct.
get this prime. And my belief structure that I'm seeing from the way the book is showing it is that the clearing of one's mind to allow quiescence in is what's allowing you to get quiescence. It doesn't require magic at all. It requires you to do meditation.
Yeah, I would argue that's entering a flow state,
Okay.
which is it's the if I read a passage in a sci-fi book once where they had to transfer highly unstable energy from one place to another, and it was just like step after step of just people freaking out because they had all these things that they had to do that technology couldn't compensate for.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
And so I'm just like sitting there, just constantly, compensating for different factors and like shit like that.
Yeah, I agree. Go ahead and do research plus. Still going to do perception though,
Okay. I argued technology.
or technology. That's
So
fine.
perception technology.
And I am watching those two, so I'm using research.
Still difficulty 6 though.
Yep.
I got 5 successes.
Cool. I'm technically at 3.
I was going to say, I have Prime. I don't know if you still want me to do that or not.
You still have to do it.
Okay.
But you can go above your genius rating. Only problem is you don't have enough to pull from right now if you only have the 3 points.
Right.
So each
And
one
skip
gets
6.
1. Yep.
I will get 1.
Okay, so everybody gets 1 point of quiescence back. If you have a genius level that's less than the amount that you're going to end up with, then you do not get it unless you have a prime of 1. All right, so you guys do your little flow exercise to get back your primal energy to reinvigorate yourself. You are then expected to go down to the remate back up at the training room and go to the last set of exercises.
All right, yeah, we go there.
All right, so you guys arrive at the training room, and General Briggs and the Senator are both there. The Senator this entire time has just been watching and not saying anything. Let's see here. So the next set of tests is going to be regarding the advanced sciences. So this is going to be the part where what we're going to be getting into is basically not just enhancing your abilities with magic, but actually performing acts of magic. So for this, what I'm going to do really quick is post. I'm going to talk about this, but I'm also going to post it inside of Discord here, or actually I'm just going to post it in Roll20. But that's, I guess you can kind of follow along. It did it really weirdly, but that's interesting that it broke it all. But so the basis of it, I'm going to kind of go over you guys with you the idea of using magic and how what the rules are behind it, and then we're going to do some acts of magic. So before we go into the in-game kind of thing, I'm going to go over the out-of-game rule set, and then we'll get into what's happening in-game, actually.
Okay.
Let's see here. The first thing that you have to do when using an advanced science to accomplish something is you have to decide on what you're trying to accomplish. When you're trying to decide on what you're trying to accomplish and what you're doing, you should decide or know whether it's a procedure, something that has research and development behind it, and has become a proper, as the word is, a procedure that you can do in order to accomplish the effect that you're going for. Or are you spontaneously coming up with something and doing what I call fast casting? So if you are going to be, if you spontaneously are you're using something that's not a procedure, that comes into effect later. But that's the first thing that we need to find out. What are you trying to accomplish? Once you know what you're trying to accomplish, you and I need to agree on what your sphere level that is going to be required, as well as what spheres that you're going to be using. The next thing that you need to do is explain how you're going to focus your belief and practice in order to make that effect happen. So this gets usually extremely complicated in Mage because it all comes down to your paradigm. It's usually, you're going to take something from the book, but you're going to customize it and try and come up with your own conceptual understanding of what reality is. Luckily, we're all a bunch of technomancers. You don't really need to think that hard about what reality is. Reality is basically what you have been taught in school. And anything that's above and beyond reality is considered vulgar magic. Now, you can do things, and as long as it looks like normal science and it doesn't really break the laws of reality, you're okay. You can kind of fudge things with your devices, and what like people are much more likely to believe in a Tesla coil coming from like a device on a gun than a straight up well, I would say, okay, put it this way, actually the best example I can give is a really good example of vulgar versus hyper science versus regular advanced science. Is regular advanced science can make something like a gun that doesn't run out of bullets, because the gun that doesn't run out of bullets doesn't, the mechanics behind what you're doing doesn't have you can explain what well, actually I don't think a gun could be considered a gun, because that's going off of the belief structure type thing. You can make it coincidental, but from your point of view, it has a large extended clip. Right. I mean, you can have
a ray gun, like run on solar panels or some shit.
Well, it condenses matter from the air to create new bullets.
Right, but that's vulgar.
No, that's my belief system.
That doesn't, in fact, your belief system is that technology is everything. So so basically anything that goes beyond mundane for technocracies is, you can go a little bit above mundane, but you can't alter the laws of physics and say that you can create matter out of air.
Right. Having a gun that has like 100 bullet clip is different than a gun that has infinite bullets.
Right. It's like, oh, I thought most magazines had X clip. You just say, I have a better manufactured clip, and that's
right.
how it's able to shoot seemingly infinite, but that's kind of how you explain it.
Right, and the thing too is that you actually have a scientific understanding. You probably actually have a limit to the amount of bullets that you have, but for gameplay purposes, we can call it infinite ammo to a certain degree. But you can only bend the laws of physics without going vulgar. ray guns, anything that is not conceptually believed is something that is going to be hard for you to justify your technology doing something that it normally can't. So being a technocracy is actually extremely limiting, because you can't just argue belief.
Right.
You actually have to argue science, and if it makes sense in a basic scientific understanding of the basis of the universe, as we mortals understand it, totally okay to do on Earth. But if it goes outside of the realm of that, it definitely is considered vulgar magic.
So it's like hoverboards 20 years ago would have been considered vulgar. They're okay now. Is that
to a point? Yeah. Like right now, they're still. Iffy.
I would say hoverboards are still completely. Hoverboard would be considered vulgar.
I think Amber's talking
Back
about
to the future types of hoverboards are still considered vulgar.
Yeah.
But the hoverboards that we have right now would have been vulgar 20 years ago.
Yeah. But
okay. That's kind of a good example, is that you can have some advanced technology still. Like you can kind of look at the year 2000 and kind of see some of the cellular technology and stuff like that, where it's just it's very plausible that the government, because during this time the government, quote unquote, should have 20 years more advanced technology than the regular people. The military hardware, blah blah blah, bullshit type stuff. So there is a belief structure and even though you're not following that belief structure, that still holds true. You're going to be heavily influenced by your paradigm, though. So things that you believe and normal human beings believe is impossible to do, regardless of whether humans are there or not, or whether you could kind of explain it away, it's still vulgar. From my understanding of technocratic science, magic, basically, or technomancer belief structure.
okay, what are we doing?
I don't know.
Sorry, my main thing here that I'm trying to just get across is making sure that you guys understand where the limitations are on what is vulgar and what is not vulgar. Because the main thing that we're focusing on right now is the how to focus your belief and practice into making it happen. So using your paradigm in order to accomplish tasks. So along with that comes your tool set as well. So you use your tools, your paradigm, and your practice, basically, in order to accomplish different feats of magic. Some of them will be hyper tech, and some of them will be just advanced science. The next question that you have then is how long does it take in order to do one roll, basically? Is something that just takes a turn, or is it something that takes a lot longer? And that's something that we can work out. Procedures should have that information, and then the stuff that we work out on the fly, we'll have to work out on the fly. Is it hyper tech? So is it something that's vulgar? We'll have to check on that. Are you being assisted? And if so, then each individual person makes their own rolls. And if somebody fails, it doesn't stop the whole project, but it does raise the difficulties. But if somebody botches, it breaks the whole chain and stops the whole collaboration that's happening.
Right.
If applicable, you can use an attribute plus ability, difficulty 6. Every success gives you a -1 on your Arete roll. It has to fit with what's going on and may add to that time factor. by having to do that. Spontaneous Technomancy gives the fast cast trait, which will give you a +1 difficulty. So if you're just coming up with something that's not actually a procedure, it is actually +1 difficulty, and that's something that we should do moving forward, even for the enhancements that you guys are doing. We'll get more into. I think for a large part, we'll accept that a lot of things are going to be procedures. Unless it's really out of the box thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point we might want to quantify that a little bit. Are you using a willpower point for an automatic success? Are you using quiescence in order to lower the difficulty? Are you using personalized or unique tools? Are you using specialized instruments? Are you using instruments that are not needed, which you actually won't have to worry about that because you always need those. Because that's for when you've shedded a instrument or a sphere. That's like, I'm still going to use stuff, even though I don't need to. But you don't get that ability. If you're near a node, it can lower the difficulty by 1 to 3. If you have done R&D on a procedure, and there's heavy research that's done on the procedure that you are using, you can get a 1 to 3. So basically, the better that you know the procedure, the more, and that's why we're going to want to get a list of procedures going at some.
Mm-hmm.
Appropriate resonance. So if the magic that you're doing is appropriate to the resonance. This also comes into factoring in of environmental type stuff. So if you're in a technocratic area or you're in regular modern society and you're doing technocratic magic, not a problem. You might even get a +1 or a -1 on appropriate resonance because it fits your paradigm so well. However, opposing resonance is a +1 difficulty. So if you are in the middle of the woods or the rainforest, you might get a +1 difficulty on all of your rolls just because you're in the wrong area. If you're using unfamiliar tools, because there's tools you can use that are just not on that list that you have, but still kind of work. But they'll be +1 or +2 difficulty to use unfamiliar tools. Fast casting gives a +1 difficulty. Distance can give a +1 to +3 difficulty. Difficulties cannot exceed or be more than or less than 3 points of difference from the base difficulty. So if the base difficulty for a sphere is 3 plus the sphere level, because you're doing normal coincidental one, the most that can be is a so the base is 5 if you're doing a level 2 spell, level 2 sphere. So that's 5 difficulty. The highest that can go to then is 8. The lowest that it can go to is a difficulty of 2. And difficulties can never be less than 3. So the lowest it can actually be is. Do you have the desired effect based on successes? So basically, once you've done all of your dice rolls, we need to find out how successful you are at it, and if you need to continue to do extended rolls in order to achieve the desired effect that you're trying to do. Some things you'll know like ahead of time. It's definitely something I want to do, extended rolls on, and sometimes you're trying to do something really quick, but you're going to have to do extended rolls because you didn't accomplish it in one shot. And things that are you only have 3 seconds, and that's all. If you fail to get all the successes you needed, there's a possibility of being a partial success, but a lot of those are just straight up failures. Difficulty will be based on whether you're using hyper tech, coincidental or regular tech, hypertech, or hypertech with witnesses. Difficulty base is 3, 4 for hypertech, and 5 for hypertech with witnesses. For some reason, just people make things cheap. Do you have the desired, let's see here, the paradox, so mundane magic, that you're, the mundane things that you're doing, or regular tech that you're doing is only a botch will give you paradox, and then hypertech gives you 1 point of paradox, and then a botch gives you 1 point of paradox per dot that you're using. A botch with witnesses with hypertech is 2 dots of paradox per dot that you have that you're using for your sphere. What happens based on the successes? So then we go over your cumulative success, and if you get 1 success, you'll be able to do something simple, 2 standard, 3 difficult, 4 impressive, 5 to 10 is mighty, 10 to 20 successes is considered like an outlandish feat, and then godlike feats can be done at 20 and above.
Which I'm sure we'll totally get to.
Yeah, just keep on busting out those long ass rolls and have high ass spheres. Godlike.
Boots.
But yeah, so a lot of this, there is a lot that goes into magic, as you can see. There's covered quite a bit. And the thing is, once you get it down, it becomes a lot simpler, because you've just basically bashed out all of these questions way ahead of time, and you kind of know what a lot of these things are, and you're just going to make rolls. The biggest things that I need from you out of this, the main things I need you to latch onto is what are you physically doing, or what's the action that you're taking, the ability that you're using, the device that you're using, and how are you using it in order to accomplish your task. And how does that fit into your belief structure, your personal belief structure? Because even though the technocracy says it doesn't matter, the truth is it does. So I need to hear, a little bit about what you believe you're doing and how you're using your instruments in order to accomplish such a task. And then, we'll work out sphere levels and stuff like that. And, what you're capable and incapable of doing, and what's vulgar and what's not vulgar as we kind of go along.
Right.
All right, so now that we've kind of gone through that, before we jump into the actual game of this, do we have any questions?
No.
Okay.
Nope, I'm all good.
Let's just get into it.
All right, so General Bridges greets you once again when you enter into the test or the training room, and says, "So now we're going to be kicking things up a notch. From my scans, it seems, especially during the exercises that I had recently put you through, it definitely seems like you have very high potential in understanding the advanced sciences, and from the research that you recently did with your partners here, I would like to try and kind of give you a better understanding of all the advanced sciences, and have you guys work as a team to accomplish different tasks. These can be done individually or as cooperatively. Out of game, in order to cooperate, you have to have at least 1 dot in that sphere.
Of the in the sphere, yeah.
Yep. So not all of these tasks, and some of these tasks will be impossible for you, and some of these tasks will be accomplishable, and some will only be accomplishable, as a team, depending on multiple different things. So let's just go ahead and start this off. The first advanced discipline that I'm going to test you on is going to be correspondence. So in this white room, there is a hole in the fabric, a rip in the fabric of space. This rip will allow you to get to bypass a lot of the currently understood laws of physics, and basically is opening up a wormhole to the other side of the room that will allow you to teleport once you have found this hole. So the first thing that I want you to do is try and find this rip in the space time continuum that would allow for you to transverse great amount of distance with but a step.
Okay.
I pull out my laser array.
Question.
You got
So,
It's a laser pointer. With a isometric gradient.
I have a question. So, so the rip, does it affect does it affect gravity or magnetic shifts?
No, it is not affecting. It is not at all involving magnetism or forces of gravity in any way, shape, or form. This is specific to the space itself and a rip in space that allows you, similar to wormhole like concepts, that allow you to transverse from one point to another without having to actually transverse that entire distance.
True, but wouldn't that also cause some type of fluctuation?
It would definitely cause correspondence fluctuation. The reason why I'm stemming away from gravity and a bunch of other stuff like that, magnetism and stuff, is because that's forces and not correspondence.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll explain. Phaedra, it's, we have the type of technology that can create portals through space without warping space-time. Or at least the gravitational forces involved in space-time. See, let me show you. I'll use my isometric gradient laser array. And I pull out my tripod and put my laser array on it. And I say, see, when I turn this crank here, that reveals portals.
Yeah, like he's disrupting the space-time continuum in the area using the laser, in order to reveal the actual rip in space that is normally unseeable.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you want me to roll for that?
Go ahead and roll. You could argue something different, but I'm going to go with intelligence. Intelligence plus technology for the difficulty modifier roll. Difficulty 6.
All right.
That's, so your difficulty is -3.
4.
And this or 4. -3 is the lowest you can go. And difficulty can actually not go any lower than 3, so your Arate roll will be difficulty 3.
Oh, shit. I rolled it at 6. Alright, so I got 2.
Okay. So you are starting to reveal the where the space, is ripped, but it's still a large area, and hasn't been able to narrow it down specifically. But it's getting there. Does anybody want to assist him? That you have to have at least a correspondence of 1.
I don't think anybody does.
I do. I have 2 in correspondence, but like now I'm kind of. I have a compass, but I don't know how I would use it in this situation.
Well, wait here, Phaedra. See this thing here? It's the gravimetric pulse controller. Just play around with that dial and see if you can get the phased reaction inhibitor to increase the outline factor.
Okay. I'll use it. So I have to roll RT, and I have a disadvantage or -1, correct?
Because you're using an unfamiliar tool, I'm going to give you a negative or +2 to your difficulty. So its base difficulty for this would be 4, but your difficulty right now is 6.
And this would be like an intelligence technology roll, right?
She can do an intelligence technology roll to lower the difficulty on the Arate roll, yes.
Okay, I'll do that first. I got 2 successes on that, so that
All
drops it back down to 4, correct?
Yep, so Arate roll difficulty 4.
1 success.
All right. And with that, I'm guessing that nobody else is able to help out. You've narrowed it down pretty well.
I have no correspondent.
Okay, cool. So with
Says
that,
the spaceman.
you've narrowed it down, and you can make your leap into it if you wish.
Yeah, I'll jump through.
Yep.
I
Pops out
will
on the
trust
other
in
side.
their ability and jump through.
Boop. You all pop out on the other side of the room. The general seals up the rip in space-time with a little gadget that he kind of pulls out of his pocket that looks like a very similar to a Geiger counter. The next thing that I would like you to do is see if you can see distant objects. Being able to monitor things from afar without using the standard.
I pull out my binoculars.
Okay.
I look through them. You see, Phaedra, the lenses manipulate light waves so that you can look at things very far away.
Binoculars work.
Yeah, but he should be able to make them work a lot better.
Is that what I'm supposed to be doing?
Yes. So basically, you guys are now on an insane cliff, and he wants you to locate a bird that's inside of the woods. There's one bird in this entire forest below you, about 300 feet below you, and you're on this giant precipice looking down. So you pull out your binoculars and start looking around. So go ahead and make or do you have any anything you want to argue for an ability attribute? Perception alertness probably would
I
be
think
my.
that's probably what I would roll for that. Yeah.
Yep. I'll. Yep. Go ahead. Perception alertness.
Okay. All right. So that's actually
2
5.
successes.
3, because it's 5 minus 2.
All right.
It's 2 times.
So 3 successes. So you're narrowing down the location of him. You're getting like senses of where it would be, and coming close here. Amber, do you want to assist at all, or do you have any thought pattern of how you would assist him?
Is there a specific sphere that we're supposed to be using for this? No.
Correspondence.
Cool.
I'd argue life and entropy too.
This test is specifically to the correspondence of seeing distant objects.
Mm.
I unfortunately cannot help you guys. I'm sorry, buddies.
Should have done a spyglass instead of a compass. Yeah,
Can't you?
I mean, just borrow your binoculars, but
Can't you hook up your medical
Well, you
scanner to my thing so it can
was the,
filter out life signs?
Wait, one second. What was the other thing you? So you don't have, or I suppose you can. You don't. You know, you're not restricted to just the compass, but I'm guessing none of the other things are optical related that you have.
not from a far distance. I do have. You said it's the only bird in the forest, correct?
Yep.
Could I use my thermal imager, possibly?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. Then I'm gonna use my thermal imager to try to locate the only living organism in this forest. It should be the bird.
Yep, and I mean the main thing that you're doing is seeing beyond what you normally would be able to see, not just,
Right.
you're using the thermal imager, but you're not actually using the thermal optics of it to really help you here. What you're doing is kind of pushing the optics of, modifying the thermal imager so that it sees better, not necessarily that the thermal part really matters at this point.
Right. I got you.
But yes, absolutely. So go ahead and roll, I would say, technology plus perception. Difficulty 6.
4 successes.
Oh, that did not math that properly. But you have. So you have 3 successes because you have 2, 4, 5, and then 2 1s. So 3 successes, still good. So you will, I will say, you combining your efforts are both able to kind of synchronize your devices so that they kind of are enhancing with each other, and both of you get a solid view on the other side of the forest at the very edge of it, where it's basically definitely impossible for you to be able to see that far. All right. The next thing that he wants you to attempt is teleportation. Which is level 3. So you still have to have correspondence to try and attempt it if you want to try and make an attempt, but it technically is a level 3. But I have a plan for if you want to attempt to do teleportation.
I'll try. I have a correspondence with 2.
Okay. So what are you doing?
Which direction do they want me to teleport?
He says if you can accomplish teleportation in any way, shape, or form, I would be impressed. It's up to you.
Okay. I'm going to use my compass and trying to channel which direction that I want to go through it.
Okay. Go ahead, and I think for this, I'm going to just give you a straight Arate roll. And difficulty on this is going to be 9. You can spend quiescence to lower difficulty. You can spend willpower on an automatic success.
I'll spend a willpower because it would be so fucking cool if I could do it.
I'm gonna step back.
And
I too will step back from the mistake that is probably about to happen.
and I'll spend 2 quiescence to drop it to 7.
Okay. Go and roll Arate, difficulty 7.
So this day, 4 successes. Is that right?
No,
that's difficulty 6. Shit, hold on. It didn't.
yeah, and you didn't roll Arate. Now you rolled Arate, but you definitely didn't roll Arate because it's got
It's got way too many
way
dice.
too many
What the fuck
dice.
is happening? Hold on, 0.
You changed the dice pool instead of the difficulty.
Did got 0.
Okay, so you still got 1 success. So you can continue to. You definitely haven't accomplished the task that you're trying to accomplish, but you can try. You can continue pushing it if you want to. Difficulty will be the same.
Do I have to still spend a willpower and quiescence, or does it carry over?
It does not carry over. So difficulty is 9, and you have accomplished 1 success on an extremely, basically godlike feat.
Well, it's not godlike. I mean, there's machines inside the construct that we can use to teleport. Don't even need.
Yeah, but that's using
science.
quiescence, or that's using correspondence 3. Nothing that you have has correspondence 2 that's teleporting anybody.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Here, let me see. He wants like any kind of teleportation, like not necessarily through the void, but like through space-time, right?
Through using correspondence, he wants a correspondence teleportation.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not going to because I only got 2 willpower left. One fucker.
Damn, I was
pull
waiting
out-
for that botch.
do it, Amber. Fucking roll it.
Teleport myself inside out.
But that is a good example, though, of I will allow you guys to try and accomplish some feats that are not possible by the level of sphere that you have. But I'm putting them at, probably you're gonna need around like 50 or more successes to pull off a sphere level higher than what you have. Maybe even more with rituals and other shit that go inside of it. So I was just waiting basically for Amber to botch. But I'll let you shoot, try anything you want. But if it's taking you a lot of successes, you can probably guess that you're doing something above your sphere level.
I'm gonna fill out a requisition form for a teleportation pad.
I cheat.
Hey, any way possible. Sleepers can use a teleportation pad.
The next one is testing out your understanding of entropy and the concepts of fate and decay. The first thing that he's looking for you to do is just spot weakness inside of this. He sets out a piece of metal block, and he says there is a weak point on this. There is one spot on here that is weaker than all other points on this block. I want you to tell me where that spot is.
I pull out my gun and I shoot it
Here. This is the weak spot now.
right there.
Found it!
Tired of these mind games, old man.
Okay.
By the way, we are at 3 hours.
Shit.
If we need to, we can definitely stop right now. But I mean, since we're not actually podcasting, if you guys want to continue, I'm fine with that.
I should probably go because I have a job and sleep required for a job.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think then we can kind of stop, and we'll kind of probably next game. I think we might I might do some things a little bit differently, but yeah, we'll consider possibly that we've gone. I mean, depending on how much do you guys want to continue on this, because I think we've kind of gone over a lot of Magic now and a lot of stuff, and I think we're pretty good on that.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't mind discussing it after a break. I need to
Yeah.
go outside and smoke 5 cigarettes.
All right. I will talk to you guys next week then, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Have fun.